Would you call if you wanted to watch Formula One in Monaco with royalty, or tee off with a Masters champion, or hang backstage with your favorite band, or even sing with them? Many of us know who this person would be. Maybe you would want to have a James Bond experience or meet Sir Elton John. There is only one person we know that can make it happen. Coming to the stage, the author of Bluefishing, The Art of Making Things Happen. Please give a warm welcome to our friend and alumni speaker, Steve Sims.
How you doing? You good? All right, let's start how we should be. Get off the chairs and let's give a good round for Greg. All right, that's enough. Not too much. He gets a bit cocky, so let's sit on down now. I'm going to tell you a story to end this that I think may suit a lot of you here. About 6 years ago, I get a phone call. I'm in Rome, and it's on a Sunday afternoon. I'm at a place called the Hotel de Russi, and I get a phone call from a client, and the client says, hey, I want the most amazing dining experience in Florence this Wednesday. Can you make it happen? I went, no problem. I'll see what I can do. So I went down to Florence on the Monday. Come the Wednesday night, 9 o'clock, a horse-drawn carriage pulls up outside the Savoy Hotel in the main square of Florence. Who here has been to Florence? All right, so you know the place is small, don't you? You know, cobbled streets, all that kind of stuff. So they climb into this horse-drawn carriage. It's him, his fiancée, the future mother and father-in-law, and a floater, you know, Klingons just turned up. And the horse-drawn carriage takes off over Ponte Vecchio, back past the Uffizi, Palazzo de Vecchio, Diamo, pulls up outside these doors at 9 o'clock at night, these two big wooden doors. And my client shouts and he goes, stop the carriage, and he jumps out. He's quite a big set guy, looks like a villain off of a James Bond movie. So he jumps out of this carriage, runs up to these two big wooden doors, bang, 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 bang. Now you don't go to Florence for a party. 9 o'clock at night, you're on your last espresso and heading for home. And he's making noise now. So his fiancée says, you know, calm it down, you know, I don't know what you're doing. He's like, no, you don't realize. This is the museum that houses Michelangelo's David, the most iconic statue in the planet. I'm hoping a security guard or a cleaner will open up the door, I'll give him a couple of grand, and we'll get to have a walk around it before we go back tomorrow. Bang, 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 bang. Future mother and father-in-law are looking, thinking we've got a psychopath coming into the family. As this mood is starting to change in the buggy, he's still banging. The doors open up. The doors open up and there is a red carpet leading down to a table at the feet of Michelangelo's David. Because the guy wanted the most amazing dining experience in Florence. Can you imagine what that looks like? Can you imagine? Patrick, do you want to show him? This is what I do. That's pretty cool, isn't it? But what do we do as entrepreneurs when we've actually got something set? We do everything we can to kind of fuck it up a bit, don't we? So I thought to myself, what can I do to make this better? Because I had 24 hours. Hell, that's a lifetime in anyone else's world. What can I do to make it better? You're in a museum, you're having dinner. You need someone to serenade you during that dinner. Patrick, show me who serenaded them. We had Andrea Bocelli come in and serenade him during that pasta. That's what I did. That's what I call the ultimate dining experience in Florence. But there's a story a lot of people don't know that I think will help you guys here, especially on the end of these fantastic days. You see, I had pulled some favors. I know some pretty powerful people to allow me to have an entire museum shut down. I had some powerful people make a few phone calls for me. And on the day that they turned around and said, you can have that museum, Steve. Yeah, your clients can do that. That's fine. They gave me this curator. Now, I'm 240 pounds of ugly. This guy's 5'5" and 180 pounds if he's wet. And they gave me this guy to make everything work. So I said, well, look, we've got all the permission. Hey, I need the back doors opened up at 5 o'clock. I've got the piano coming in for Andrea. Little guy looks at me and he goes, I will see what I can do. That's not what I want to hear, but okay. I said, oh, and by the way, the kitchen staff and everything, they're going to be turning up at 4 o'clock to get ready, so they can come through the front door and I need the side door entrance set up for them as well. Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. Again, I'm thinking the amount of money that's being spent and the people that I'm dealing with to make these happen, I'm not getting the yes Steves that I want. So then I said, well, look, Andrea's going to be turning up at 7. He's going to pull up at the front. We need to make sure that there's security on the front. Because basically, if you're in Italy, it's the Pope and Andrea Bocelli. You know? So we needed to make sure that this was shut down and no one was going to approach Andrea. So I said, you've got to make sure the doors are open, security guards are there. He gets out of the bus and he's straight in. He's going to need to be there at 7 o'clock. You going to make that happen? Should be okay. So I thought, all right. So come the Wednesday night, I'm doing all this, everything's going well, the clients haven't turned up yet, I'm in the museum, I'm talking to Veronica, the lady on the left is Veronica Bocelli, Andrea Bocelli's wife, and Andrea Bocelli's son is actually on the piano tinkering away. And I'm chatting away with Veronica, and I look over to the right of me, and there's the curator leaning up against the wall. Now, I'm just going to let you know, I'm an immature prick. Just want to get that out there. And I thought to myself, this guy has made it a little bit awkward for me. You know, I haven't had the friction flow that I wanted. I hadn't had the ease. I hadn't had him jumping through hoops whenever I commanded it. So I thought, this guy's going to get the London slap. Got to put him in his place. So I looked over and I went, hey, Luigi, come here. His name wasn't Luigi. So he comes over, stands next to me, and he's Italian. You wake these guys up at like 2 o'clock in the morning, they still look impeccable. As you can see, I'm in my jeans, and I put the shirt on just for this, but I had a black T-shirt on at the time. He's got a waistcoat and a little, dapper thing coming out. He looks just prim and proper, and he's down here. And I looked down at him and I went, what do you think of that table? Pretty good, eh? And he looked at it and he went, it is magnificent, it is wonderful, it is brilliant. If I'm annoying anyone with my fake Italian accent, don't care. So, and I said, so, look at the view they're going to get. You've got that amazing table at the feet of the iconic David. If you're going to have a meal in Italy, your last ever meal, could it have a better view than that? It's like, no, it is wonderful, it is fantastic, it is marvelous. I said, call your espressos. We got Andrea serenading while he's eating his meatballs. Can we top that? And he's like, no, it is fantastical. It is a dream. It is amazing. It is brilliant. So I thought, okay, here we go. So I went, so tell me, Luigi. Again, still name's not Luigi. I went, how come I pulled it off? This was the bit. This is when I wanted him to know his place. And I was waiting for well, no one's as smooth as you, Steve. No one's as handsome, as good-looking, as sophisticated. I'd have taken any of those and I'd have been just as happy. But instead he looked at me and he went, no one's ever asked. And I went, fuck. And I rose up, and he's got this big old smile on his face at me. Because he knows full well he's right. Something caught me. And I had to fly back to LA, a few weeks later. And I made a note on the plane, scribbled all the magnificent things I had done, all the wonderful people that I had worked with. I've got people down to see the Titanic. I've got people on walk-on roles. I've got people to play piano with Elton John. I got all of this stuff done. I wanted to rekindle those relationships and ask them a simple question. How did we pull it off? So for 6 months, I went on a discovery journey of my own. And I contacted every single one. Do you remember when we did this with Tom Cruise? Wasn't it fantastic? I forget. How did we pull this off? And not even a variation, but the exact same response came to me on the phone of everyone I reached out to. You asked. And it became clear to me. We get a no for every question we don't ask, don't we? We ask of ourselves what we can achieve. What do we know what we can achieve? You know, it's usually just, if I could push 10 pound, maybe I can push 15. But hey, pushing 100, can't do that. Never done it before, so it's not achievable. We don't ask enough of ourselves. Do you go home and speak to the people in your bar, your restaurant, your coffee room, and when you're telling them about your dreams, aspirations, goals for business, you dumb it down because you don't want them to laugh at you? Who does that? You start going, oh, I want to do this, and then I want to scale it, and I want to franchise it out, and I want to get... And you see your friends going, oh, he's mad. And you go, well, you know, I'll get around to doing that, but, you know, I'm good at the moment as I am, and you try to check yourself back into reality. Don't you? We try to fit in. Hate to break it to you, you were never designed to. You were never built that way. You were built to stand out. Isn't it funny that as much different as everybody is in this room, we're all exactly the same. We can be at any one of these tables and have a connected conversation because we see things differently, don't we? Now, you've just had 3.5 amazing days with the master, Greg Reed, the Barnum and Bailey of entrepreneurs. That's actually brought in some fantastic... No, don't do it again. No, not too much. He's brought in some spectacular people. You've seen icons from the past, icons from the future. Technology that can't even wrap my head around. I'm having a boosty moment just looking at it. He's brought that to us. And what's going to happen in 24, 48, 72 hours? You're going to go back to them. And you're going to start talking about, oh, there's this brain pattern that I can actually do this and I can do that. And they're going to go, what are you talking about? And you're going to dumb it down. My wife says I have a superpower. She says it's ignorance. Straight up, she says it's ignorance. When she first said that, I thought we were getting divorced. But she said, no, you're ignorant to anyone else laughing at you. You're ignorant to anyone else's opinion. You walk into a room to close down a freaking museum, ignorant to the idea that you can get any other result than the one that's up here. Completely ignorant and stupid to any other option other than the one that I visualized and manifested before I moved into that moment. You've seen some fantastic people here. You've traveled under extreme conditions. You're away from your family. I'm asking you to ask more of yourself. Fuck them. They're going to work for you in any case. Who gives a shit? I want you, as of this moment, to literally ask more of what you're capable. Ask more of what you want for yourself. Ask more about the standards. You get a shitty drink, send it back. You get a bad steak, send the bitch back. Raise your standards. Ask, demand more of you. But more importantly, for 3.5 days, you've spent an amazing conversation with amazing people. Now up here, and I'm not going to be disrespectful to Greg, there's been some amazing people up here. There's some fucking rock stars out there. Do not be disrespectful and rude to us up here, but more importantly, to you for ignoring it. My name's Steve Sims. See you later.
The Steve Sims, the man, the myth, the legend, closing out Secret Knock. What do you know? Okay, Masha, come on up. You had some separate thing. And then Kevin, I don't know where you are, but we got to get ready to do the drawing for the Tub of Love. And do me a favor, as Masha